Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy on Fritzi's birthday. Here we go. I think I need a whole pot to get through the day today. All right, so this is not going to be a long one today, and I don't have the chat, unfortunately. Yeah, we're going to celebrate Fritzi's birthday from Fritzi's room later. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to do a Facebook Live. I'll try and give you a little update. I think you can rewatch a Facebook Live. At least I hope so. But I'll have my phone and my computer just in case. But I really want to share the day with all of you as well. Fritzi is 98 years old today. It's so interesting to me that since I got so excited about Fritzi being 98, I keep hearing from people whose mother just turned 101, or someone said that I know what it was. I got a call yesterday from one of Fritzi's old tennis buddies. Seriously. Barbara is the most delightful woman. So delightful. She's in her late 80s. She's just a kid that played with the rest of them. She said it's so sad because their tennis group, and they played together every week for years, is down to two people. They don't play anymore, but there are only two people left in the group who are either, well, they're not counting Fritzi because she's not playing, and there's one other person who is in a home and can't play anymore. The rest of them have passed on. I mean, it's like whew, tough times, yeah. But just as I hear about all these people who have passed on, I keep hearing about all these people who lived 101, 102. Barbara says her mother-in-law was 106. 106? Seriously? And she said she had her faculties the whole time, that her health went downhill. And maybe like the last year, she was having some memory issues. But other than that, no dementia. 106. My former mother in law lived to be 100 and passed on her 100th birthday. Yeah, it was kind of a bittersweet day. She made it to 100 and died during the night. Yeah. Whew. Anyway, Fritzi is 98. 98. So I went to see her yesterday. And I'm sorry to report that she didn't remember the wedding at all. I asked her, what she liked best about the wedding, and she looked at me completely blank. What wedding? So I reminded her, and she got excited all over again, but she didn't remember all the fun she had. So today, before I go over, I'm going to print out a few pictures. I did show her the video of her chair dancing and the video of her doing bust a move and smacking my grandson on his butt and laughing about it. Everybody was laughing. That was a cute one. Yeah. So yeah, she saw her wedding, the dress she wore to the wedding with the corsage still pinned to it, hanging up on her wall. And she pointed at it and she said, "That's pretty." And I said, "Yeah, that's the dress that you wore to the wedding yesterday." A wedding? Who got married? So we went through the whole thing again. And it was just, it's, I don't know. I want to tell you that there's something about it that's annoying, but it's not annoying because she's so sweet about it and she gets so happy over and over and over again. I don't mind repeating it over and over and over again. But the part that cracks me up is she looks at pictures of the people who were there and she can pick out her son Denny, my brother, but only that she knows him. I know him, but she's not really clear who it is. When she comes to me, she knows it's me. She's not really clear about my relationship to her, but she recognizes me in the pictures. But when it comes to herself, not a clue. Mom, do you know who that one is? That's you. Yeah, that's you. That's you, Mama. Look how pretty you are. And she looks at me and she looks at the picture and she looks back at me and she says, she's an old lady. And I look at her and laugh and say, Fritzi, you're an old lady. You are going to be 98 years old. 98? Yeah, you're old. But look at you. You're great. Yeah, she's 98 today. So Fritzi was born in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Got that? In Michigan, on a farm. My grandparents had come over from Russia. I guess they originally settled in Chicago, then decided to try their luck on a farm. So they moved to Benton Harbor, and I don't know. Excuse me, how rude. They had a couple of acres, I guess. Maybe they had a bigger farm. I don't know. Um, but neither one of them was a farmer in Russia. So I'm not really sure where the whole farmer thing came from. I'm going to guess they were just a couple of wild and crazy kids who had an idea and decided to pursue it. And eventually they ended up giving up the farm and moving back to Chicago. But in the meantime, they'd had a mattress factory when they were in Chicago. And they had my uncle, who was like a good 10 or 12 or 14 years older than my mother. So when she came along, she was just such a precious little gift. She was born, as she tells it, although I never heard my grandparents talk about it, on the kitchen table on the farm. Yeah, I guess the doctor came out and delivered her right there on the kitchen table. It's hard for me to picture my mother coming from such an auspicious beginning. Although, we lived in a pretty affluent area when I was growing up, but she was never that woman. The As a matter of fact, I remember someone from the very wealthy neighborhood of the wealthy neighborhood referred to my mother as living in the slums. And my mother was devastated, just devastated. Yes. Oh, you live in the slums? Well, I never heard of such expensive slums, but I guess I do. And she kind of wore that like a badge of courage after that. Yes, well, I live in the slums. She didn't care. And the truth is, she really didn't care. Nothing was about money for her ever, ever, which is why it's so fun to see that my father managed to put enough away for her to live a really nice lifestyle at the end in her final years. This is like the final chapter, and it's like written on the best paper you can get. Yeah, like that. It's good. It's good. Fritzi eats peanut butter sandwiches most of the time with the crusts cut off now. She used to do that for us too. She likes scrambled eggs still. She told me that today she wants chocolate ice cream and a chocolate brownie. So that's what she's getting. Indy's homemade chocolate ice cream and Indy's homemade chocolate brownies. Going out to Fritzi today for her birthday. I took her a bunch of presents yesterday. She was so cute with them. You don't have to give her presents on her birthday. You can give her presents anytime, and it's a celebration. So she wears gloves a lot because she gets her hands get really, really cold, and her nails pop through the gloves, and the gloves get dirty. They don't take real good care of her stuff there. So it was time for new gloves. So I bought her these very feminine polka dot gloves with little bows and lace on the bottom. They're not like winter gloves, they're like summer gloves, but they'll keep her hands warm and she can still do everything because they're thin enough to do that. And they're designed to be able to do computer work. Yeah, they're really cute. She really liked them yesterday when I put them on her. Then I got her a bunch of new socks because they're always losing her socks. And I bought her two pairs of I forget what you call them, but Deer foam, that's what they are. The deer foam shoes, a pink pair and a black pair. I got her pretty big ones, but I didn't get her big enough ones. And unfortunately, I wrote her name in the pink ones before I tried them on over socks. They'll fit just on her feet, but not over socks. So I have to take some back and get her some bigger ones. Got her this yummy, soft bathrobe that she can also use as a throw that says Best Mom on it. She really liked that. And today she's getting 2 new outfits. And I got these things, little labels. I'm going to go try and mark all of her clothes today because I'm getting tired of them losing her things. Yeah. So we're going to mark them for her birthday and have a little celebration in her room. We're not doing a big deal. She just went through a big deal. Personally, I don't know if she could handle it, but I couldn't handle it. And by the way, if you're saying nice things, I'm not responding because I have no chats today. They're not coming up for some reason. Breaks my heart because I love to chat with you. Is that enough about Fritzi for now? Especially since I'm going to try and do a live with her from her room later. Happy 98th birthday, Fritzi, and happy birthday to Marlene's mom. We'll talk about the word art a little bit later. We're not through talking about moms yet today. It's also my almost niece Olivia's birthday today. She and my mother have the same birthday. My daughter the 2 days before, my aunt the day after, my best guy friend Jeff, his birthday's tomorrow. Kimmy Sue, Kim, it's your birthday today. And an old friend of mine from high school, Lori. I don't know who watches and who doesn't, but happy birthday to the whole bunch of you. I feel like Miss Marianne on Romper Room. Whose birthday is today? Let's look at the boys and girls at home and see who's having a birthday. You know, everyone who's my friend on Facebook gets a birthday greeting from me. Yeah. But I've been doing it live because I figure, I don't know. But if there's somebody you want me to wish happy birthday to, tell me about them. I'll talk about them on Morning Coffee. I'm happy to do it. It's also Alexander the Great's birthday. His mother called and said, would you please tell little Alexander happy birthday from me? So Alexander the Great, happy birthday from all of us. It's Ugly Truck Day. Sorry, that doesn't really pique my interest. It's National Fortune Cookie Day. That does pique my interest. I think fortune cookies are awesome. There's a place in New Orleans where they have fortunes like pasted up on this like walkway. It's like, it's not indoors, but it's not outdoors. It's like an outdoor walkway from one set of stores to another. And there's fortunes pasted up all over. I don't know. Some people started sticking their fortunes up there and it worked. And I mean, don't you have one that you carry around in your wallet or you have in a drawer at home? Sometimes you just get that fortune that seems to matter. Years ago, I was on a TV show with my son and his girlfriend and maybe Donnie. I don't remember, but we were on some kind of scavenger hunt show or something like that. And we had to go all over Los Angeles and find these things. And we had to find this certain fortune cookie or something. And they gave us like hundreds of dollars to buy the stuff that we were looking for. So it wasn't our own money, but you had to spend it carefully. So you got like the most or the best of whatever it was. And we went through Chinatown in LA buying up all the fortune cookies we could find. Like we bought them in boxes of 100 at a time, looking for this particular fortune cookie. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I was going to tell you I didn't have any glasses today. Duh. You do that too. Don't laugh at me. I know you do that too. 1969. Yo, first moon landing. Do you remember how exciting that was? I mean, were you like as into that as I was? Because I thought it was Neil Armstrong and my good friend Buzz Aldrin, you know, where I have like no degrees of separation. Like I actually hung with him for a few minutes. Hey, Buzz. It's also the anniversary of Natalie Wood's death. Remember, she disappeared, fell overboard, and disappeared in the water. Um, yeah, I don't care how many years ago is that. I don't know. It's like a ridiculous number of years ago. I still don't believe she drowned accidentally. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. 1965. Do you believe in magic? Lovin' Spoonful. How could you not love the Lovin' Spoonful? And the same year, Bob Dylan came out with Like a Rolling Stone. I don't know about you. There is something about that gravelly voice, even when you can't understand what he's saying. Although there were years during his career when he would sing and you did know what he was saying, it is so familiar and so comfort food, musical comfort food to me. Yeah, here's to Bob Dylan. You go, Bob. Mm. So, today's word art. Can we just early finish up with today's word art? It says, just grateful for my mother. And the little postscript on there is grateful for all of it. Yeah. The love, the stories, even the arguments, even the times when I thought she was the meanest mother in the whole wide world. The stories that came out of that and what I learned from those times. Fritzi actually washed my mouth out with soap once. Yeah. And once in 6th grade, I was at my friend Judy's house and somebody said a really bad word, but I didn't know it was a bad word because at 11 years old, I was still so innocent. And they all laughed when the person said the bad word. So I came home and I just blurted it out and asked my mom what it meant. And she washed my mouth out with soap. And I didn't even know what I was saying. Yeah, but to this day it worked. I don't use that word anymore. She was also the kind of mom who let us do the funnest stuff. Yeah. I mean, we didn't just bake with my mother. We had days when we were allowed to potchki. What is potchki? Potchki is where you opened the cupboards, took out anything and everything you wanted to create in the kitchen with, and we would make our own concoctions. Like there would be flour and sugar everywhere in the kitchen, and she never complained and never made us clean it up. We could just be creative. It was awesome. Yeah. She was a terrific mom. She really did. She really did go out of her way to make our lives wonderful. She was that every mom where, you'd come home from school and you were actually happy to get home because there was always something delicious waiting for you. She was that milk and cookies when you get home kind of mom. She was the kind of mom where every party was at our house. Yeah. We had this big finished basement. Our friends were welcome all the time. We had sleepovers. We had boy-girl parties. We had girl-girl and boy-boy parties. We had family parties. Every holiday, the whole family was at our house. I grew up being surrounded by family. It was the lessons I learned. And my family is still everything to me. Thanks for that too, Mom. Oh, and you do know the story about, well, Sandye's not pretty, but she has sparkly eyes. Yeah, that was also my mom, by the way. Sometimes she was fearlessly honest. Yeah, I didn't like that part. I just wanted her to think I was pretty. Now she thinks I'm pretty. Yes. The minute she sees me, oh, you're so beautiful. Yeah, but I did tell you that whenever anybody else is around, they get the same thing. So she's not like restricting her beauty compliments to me, but I enjoy them nonetheless. So the good, the bad. Would you like a steak with that? That was Fritzi. Fritzi never made one meal. Fritzi always made choices at mealtime. I guess that's why I overcook and overbuy. Because our house was always filled with food. That was how you showed people how you loved them, was by making things for them. Yeah. It was nice. She didn't sew, by the way. No. We were lucky if we got buttons sewed back on or hems fixed. However, once she did make me a Halloween costume on a sewing machine, and it was beautiful. It was a colonial, blue velvet colonial dress. I was a girl from colonial times. Only time I remember my mother sewing for me. Yeah, but it was really cool. All in all, I would say if you looked up terrific mom in the dictionary, you saw Fritzi's picture. And the beauty of that for all of you is I'm sharing her with you. Yeah. I share my Fritzy with you today. And keep kind of watching. I'll give you some notice when I'm there. And we're gonna do a Facebook Live from Fritzy's room today. Happy birthday, Fritzy, and all my other friends. As I choke on my pot of coffee. A sip and a smile on Fritzi's birthday. See you guys later, I hope. Bye-bye.